Okay, we're going to take a look here at the cutters and mixers section. So we are looking here at processing equipment, and the purpose of the processing equipment is to cut meat and vegetables, mix sauces and batters. You always want to start on a slower speed, scrape the bowl regularly, never place objects in the mixing bowl while it is running, use safety guards, and make sure that you are properly trained. For processing equipment, the cutters and the mixers, steamers, broilers, ranges, griddles and fryers, ovens, and proofing cabinets. We are only talking here about cutters and mixers today. So for types of cutters and mixers, so we're going to look first at the countertop blender. We have two varieties of these in-house. We have one that just has a blender down or blades at the bottom of the base, and we have one that has the multi-blades, the Ninja, that go all the way up. These blades are very, very sharp. These are for pureeing, liquefying, and blending food. So the base of it is going to have your motor. You have a removable lid. You have propeller-like blades that spin around very fast. You have speed settings on your base. And we have plastic jars for both of ours, but sometimes there is stainless steel or glass as an option. When you are cleaning, it is really important that you are very, very careful in getting in and around those blades. With the Ninja that has the 3 blades on it, that one will actually come out of the base. And I think that one is a little bit easier to clean than the other one. There are also safety features with that one. Everything must be lined up properly or it will not turn on and work. We have the food chopper here. This will chop vegetables, meats, and other food items. It uses a vertical rotating blade. The bowl rotates underneath the food. Sometimes this is called a buffalo chopper. Never push food under the cover. You also have here the food processor or food chopper. Roku is a popular brand, and in the restaurant that sometimes they would even just refer to that as to Roboku something. This is a picture here of a Hobart and a Cuisinart. The Cuisinart there on the bottom, these are the ones that we have there in the classroom. And you can grind, puree, blend, crush, knead. The food processor here at the bottom that we have in-house, that even has an attachment that will slice or shred food items. And it will also chop or mince food items. If you're doing a large quantity of vegetables, when we're making a bunch of meatloaves, the onions and the peppers, it's a really nice feature to be able to just throw them in the food processor and use them. You can turn it on full or you can pulse. The pulse is going to turn it on for a short period of time, and that is beneficial because that will allow you to chop an item and still keep it fairly whole without pureeing it. If you just put some onions in there and you just turn it on, you're going to just chop them really fast, as small as they'll possibly go. And that may not always be what you want. So the pulse option blends, it mixes, and it will chop a little bit slower. A horizontal cutter mixer cuts foods quickly, and the blade is horizontal instead of vertical. And this cuts the length of time. You always want to stop and count to 10 before you open the lid because the blade could still be spinning. An immersion blender is also an item that we use in-house in the classroom really often. This is essentially a blade that spins really fast down on a stick. There's a household version of this item, and then there is also a commercial version. We have the commercial version, and it's really sharp and it goes really fast. We use this to puree and smooth out like our sauces or like when we do homemade tomato sauce sometimes, products like that, it's just good to do that. We sweat down mirepoix vegetables, and this is a good item to puree them up quickly and easily. You can use this item on food that is really hot, and the food processor you just don't really want to use on things that are quite as hot. A mandolin is a slicer. It does waffle cuts, julienne cuts, or slicing, and it's good to do large quantity items. There are a lot of safety precautions to follow with this one. It does have, you can see pictured here, this is a guard that's you put the food under here and you hold on to that knob and you slice it. We use a cutting glove. The cutting glove will protect your fingers, and the proper use of the cutting glove is to put a rubber glove on your clean hand, put the cutting glove over top of that rubber glove, and put another rubber glove over top of that so that the cutting glove is sandwiched between, and that protects the food from possible contamination and protects that cutting glove from possible contamination. A meat grinder. There are several versions. Some of these will attach to a mixer. Some of these are freestanding. You would put chopped food items into this top tray here, and you would press them down, and then the motor would turn a blade. There are different forcing plates, I guess these are called. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller, some of them are shaped. You even have tubes that you can slide some casing over if you want to make your own homemade bratwurst, which is really good. So this would make ground beef or ground meat or sausage products. Just really important to make sure that you follow safety and take it apart and clean it really well. A food slicer. By law, you must be 18 to use these on the commercial grade in a restaurant. It has a blade that spins really fast. Your food would go here, and this rotates back and forth in this motion, and it slices food which comes out of the bottom. So you see these in delis. Thickness can vary. You change the blade width. And then the guard must be used to move that food hopper back and forth. These can slice a finger off really quickly. The safety on using this type of device is really, really critical. So avoid distractions. Wear cut-resistant gloves. Secure the food correctly. Turn off and unplug the machine to clean or to take it apart. And when you are done, set the blade all the way back to 0 so the blade is not upright, so someone does not accidentally bang their finger into that. For the mixers, we use a KitchenAid mixer in the in-house in the classroom. We also have a floor mixer, which is only used by upper level classes. You should be 18 by law to use the floor mixer. Both of these, they have bowls that attach. On the KitchenAid, it twists off to lock in. The KitchenAid, you can lock and unlock. The head will swing up and down. This one, there's for the floor mixer, there's a knob on the side, and you would raise and lower that bowl, goes up and down. They have different types of attachments. So the different attachments for the mixers, the flat paddle is to mix and mash and cream foods together. That is the most common one that is used. There are two different whips. There's a normal wire whip, and that would incorporate air and beat food items. The wing whip is a heavier version, and it has wires sometimes like even inside, like it looks like a double whip. And this is used for whipping, creaming, and mashing heavier foods. And then last you have the dough hook, or the arm. I call it sometimes the pirate hook. And this is to knead dough only. That is not for mixing ingredients together.